Hey, yo, what's decent? Yo, I have a crazy battle against this clown ShadyPenguinn. Met him at PAX Overworld Chill Guy. We decided to have a bring whatever battle. He's gonna lead out with Swoop. I'm gonna lead out respectively with my Escavalier, yo. Taking that heat wave handily and responding back with a knockoff, knocking this clown out of the game. 5-6 lead right now, man. I'm gonna switch out because I don't want Escavalier to take the knockoff. I know that if it was choice bender, the knockoff would definitely take it out. So I'm gonna switch into my chestnut to make him pay for him going for the knockoff by him taking residual damage from that Rocky helmet. So now he decides to switch out into his wheezing, and boy, let me tell you, this thing, man, was a pain in the butt. So now I'm gonna set a spice. This is a chestnut that has like no attacking moves, and you'll see why in a minute. So he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and I thought that he wasn't gonna do that. I thought he was gonna want to go for the Sludge Bomb, predicting me to switch out into my Delphox, but he actually does that this turn. So I'm just looking at my DS like all confused. I'm like, yo, wait, is it a possibility that you didn't know that Chestnut had the bulletproof? He's like, no, man, I predicted your switch. I'm like, yo, Shady making the moves, man. I see him. I gotta watch my back right now. So now he's gonna switch out, obviously, Fairy, the second type attack goes right into his dark type, being the Cordon. And when I saw this thing on a team preview, I got scared a little bit because I know the increase that Cordon got in 6th gen being an adaptability. Man, this thing is a monster, man. And he probably knows that Delphox has access to Grass Knot, so I'm gonna predict him not to look cool to try to go for the knockoff, predicting me to switch and go straight for the Aqua Jet. So I switch out into my Druddigon, and Druddigon is another Pokemon that I don't even mind him knocking off my held item. So now he switches into Clefable, and one thing you guys might actually take note is me using Dragon Tail. What I'm doing is I have Delphox use Future Sight, and I have Chestnut with the Roar, and Druddigon with the Dragon Tail. I could actually replace, I'm thinking about replacing Dragon Tail with Roar as well, because Dragon Tail doesn't hit Fairy Touch, and I don't think it phases out heavy Pokemon either. So he takes the Future Sight like it's nothing. Clefable showing some backbone, going for the knockoff on my Wigglytuff, knocks off my Berry, and I'm just gonna do the same back to it because I do have the knockoff myself, being a Wigglytuff. So now he goes out into his Wheezing, and Wigglytuff has access to Psychic, which is a move I'm considering to actually put on my Wigglytuff because there are an abundance of poison Pokemon in PU and in RU. So now I'm gonna switch into my Chestnut, predicting him to go for the Sludge Bomb because I have both Delphox as well as the Wigglytuff that was just out, but he makes a smart play, goes for the Flamethrower, catches my Chestnut. He was actually predicting me to go out into my Escavalier. I don't even see why I would go out into Escavalier because Wheezing is a natural physical tank, you know, so, and it does have access to Fire Blast and or Flamethrower, which a lot of them carry. So now I'm just going to switch out to my Escavalier on the Clefable after it knocks out, or rather blocks, my Leech Seed, and I'm just going to make a double switch back out into my Delphox just in case he happens to have the Fire Blast and or the Flamethrower for my Escavalier, which a lot of Clefable carry. So now he's going to go out into his Wheezing. Wheezing was his natural switch onto my Escavalier. The only thing blocking my Escavalier, by the way, from doing some major damage onto the rest of his party. So now I'm just gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting him to go to his Crawdon, which is a move that he did before. I'm gonna take his leftovers because I'm not carrying the item myself. I could use that for a little bit more survivability because I'm poisoned thanks to his Wheezing Sludge Bomb. So now he goes out and uses Wish. I was actually thinking that he was gonna go and use Moonblast and or Dazzling Gleam if he gets Dazzling Gleam to finish me off. He goes right back out into his Claudia to replenish his HP. So I use Future Sight this turn, and he's gonna be back at full, which is a problem, you know. So I'm gonna have to switch out and deal with this right away. Thankfully, Druddigon actually got his item knocked off earlier, so that means that if he decides to go for the knockoff right now, assuming that he's like choice banned or something like that, he goes for the D-Dance, and I was like, yes, okay, I can actually Dragon Tail you out. He's gonna go for the knockoff. It doesn't take me out because I do have the leftovers, and I'm just gonna inflict the damage and go right back out into Wheezing. You know what this means? He gets hit by the spikes because I have the Maul Breaker, and he gets hit, more importantly, by my Future Sight. So that knocks it out. A base 120 Psychic type attack out of the window, man. So now he's gonna bring in his Zangoose. I was hoping to catch either his Zangoose and or his Wheezing. Just letting you know, his Wheezing I could have actually just exploded with this thing that I bring in right now. So now I have my Skunk Tank, which I was just talking about, go for the Life Orb, Sucker Punch, Adamant, not able to take it out. He lives with like 1 or 2 hit points. Like, what is that? I was like, you cannot be serious, Skunk Tank. What are you? So, that wasn't supposed to happen. I was supposed to knock it off and then explode on whatever came in. That was the plan. Skunk Tank, you were supposed to take out 2 clowns, not 1. Oh man. So now he brings in his Ampharos as I bring back in my Delphox, go for the Mystical Fire just to dwindle down the special attacking capabilities so that when it Mega Evolves, it won't inflict too much damage to my Wigglytuff, because that's the plan. I gotta bring in my Wigglytuff in order to finish this thing off if I have any hope of winning this game. So now instead of going for the future sight, I decided to go for the Will-O-Wisp for two reasons. Just in case he happens to switch it into his Claudia, which is his Claudon, and or at the same time, because if I finish off his Ampharos, his Mega Ampharos with the Wigglytuff when it comes back into play, after he finishes off my Delphox, and then he brings in his Claudia, tries to go for the Waterfall to finish me up, and I finish that off, there's no target to hit with the future sight. So I went for the Will-O-Wisp just for residual damage there, just in case he happened to, you know, just switch out or whatever. But he doesn't do that. He happens to retaliate after I get a -2 on the Mega Ampharos, and I switch him to my Wigglytuff. I didn't even know that Wigglytuff outspeeds it. Apparently they're the same base speed, so that's actually great information to know later on for whenever you want to play PU or something. So that's great knowledge to know. I knock it out with the Dazzling Gleam. In comes his Clefable. Ah, man, this thing is so annoying. So instead of going straight onto my Escavalier, I decide to stay in one turn, go for the Dazzling Gleam just to test again, because he could just be holding out the fact that he has our fire move. But this time I figured that he's not going to want to do that. And he actually shows me Cosmic Power. So it's great that I actually switched out, because I'm like, yo, I have to get rid of you like right away. This thing, I cannot have this thing setting up on me. So now he goes for the knockoff, and it's revealed that I do have the Assault Vest. Gonna go for the Iron Head, which is a 2 KO anyway, but considering that you do have one Cosmic Power, but I am able to crit and knock you out, which is great, which means this only Pokemon left over is the Crawdon. So now I think Crawdon takes it out just because of the added damage that he just inflicted onto me with his Clefable, and I am correct. Alright, so now Escavalier is knocked out. Wigglytuff against Crawdon. I've already won this. This is great, man. Wigglytuff, just bring it home and go for the Dazzling Gleam. You're gonna take this Waterfall handily because you're 252 in HP, except not really! What the hell was that? Wow! I'm stuck! Yo, definitely had a lot of fun. Great game, Shady. Peace. What you doing?